the first section of the Azure DevOps, that is overview. So what is this overview? Why we need this overview? The name itself says overview is all about your project. So what are all the details you have in your project and what are the things happening in your project? So when someone logins into your project, so you want to show them that I have these things in my project. So this is about my project and these are the things happening in my project and these are the members of my project. The summary page under overview, we have three sections. The first one is summary, dashboards, and wiki. The summary page will show all these details. So this is about your project. You can write something about your project and what are all the things happening in your project and how many members you have in your project. We go back to existing projects. Here you can see. So this is about my project. These are the project statistics. So what happens in last 7 days? So last 7 days, no work items created, no work items completed, no pull requests added, and only one commit. So if I go for last 30 days, 30 days also the same calculations. So no pipelines, nothing. And members, I have 4 members. So yesterday we have seen this is public project. If I want to change the visibility, I can change it by going to the settings. And if I want to invite anyone, I can invite from here. So I can invite from here. So this is all about summary. So how you get this about this project? Now if I go back to the first thing. So here I don't have any about this project and I don't know how to add this. There is no edit button, nothing. So if you want to add about your project, first thing you need to do is you need to add some code. Why? Because whatever files you are saving in your project, whatever files you are saving in your project, that should be saved in repos only. So repos is nothing but a repository. Repos is nothing but a repository where you can save all your code files or data files or anything. All your code files or data files, anything. So here I'm going to do some activity. Don't get confused. I will explain you when I'm going through repositories. So as I want to add some about this project here, so I will go to repos and I will initialize a repository. Okay. Now if I go to home page, you can see this readme. It all came here. So now the about me project came and it says only first project. If I want to bring all this data, whatever data I have here, introduction, getting started, everything, I can bring it here onto this page. Go edit. Even you can observe now you got edit button also. Earlier there is no edit button. Now I got edit button. Select your readme file. Where is your readme file? My readme file is here. So this is all the data I have in the readme file. I can save. Yeah. See. So the file I created in repos was fetched to summary page. Now if someone want to know what is about my project, they can directly read it here. So this is all about my project. This is all about my project. So my project introduction, what I'm going to do, what is a build and test, who can contribute, and what are the languages they can use. And if you see here, stats also came. What are the stats is? It says one commit by one author. One commit by one author. And the members are only one. So summary is all about just explaining about your project. Nothing to do. That's the simple purpose of summary page. Then we will go to dashboards. So what is dashboards? Dashboards is if you want to show who are all part of your project and what are all the bills happening in your project and what are all the updates from your project. Those things you can create a dashboard and you can display this dashboard. What happens in some of the organizations or some of the teams, they want to display the current statistics of their project on a monitor or on a big screen. So if you are working in a team, there will be a big screen displayed on your, sorry, just a second. Yeah. So in some of the projects, what happens? They want to display whatever things happening in your project. They want to display on the screen or they want to display on the monitor. So for that purpose, they can create these kinds of dashboards. For that purpose, they can create these kinds of dashboards. So dashboards are unique for each team. Dashboards are unique for each team. It's not like, again a second, guys. Yeah, dashboards are unique for each team. So if you want to create dashboards, you can create for each team. If you have multiple teams, you can create multiple dashboards for multiple teams. So these are the options you can see. So this is the first team dashboard. Then you can create new dashboard. Then you can, if you want to browse all the dashboards, you can go here. So here I have something like overview dashboard. Now right now I have only one dashboard. Even if you see here, I have only one dashboard. And this is assigned to first project team. This is assigned to first project team. If I have multiple teams, then I can create multiple dashboards for each teams. Then I can create multiple dashboards for different teams. So now let us try to create a sample dashboard. Add widget. So these are all the widgets. These are all the widgets available to add into your dashboard. So if you want something more, if you want something more than this, you want something more than this, you can go for marketplace. That is nothing but extensions gallery. You can go for marketplace. That is nothing but extension gallery. So first I will add whatever is available here. Something like assigned to me. Then some markdown text. Some markdown text. Then some build pipeline. Let me add something. Okay, this is enough. Sorry. So done editing. So here I see So work assigned to me, there is nothing. Why? Because there are no work items in this project. And this is kind of build display. There are no bills in this project. And this is some content which you want to display in Markdown syntax. Which you want to display in Markdown. So what is Markdown? Markdown I will cover next section only. We will see what is Markdown in the wiki pages. Sorry guys, too much cold. Yeah. So as I don't have anything in my project, everything is blank here. So work assigned to me is blank, not configured, no markdown text. So for this purpose, I will show you some other thing which has many things inside the dashboards. Okay. It doesn't have anything. See here. This dashboard has many things. Now what happens when you created a complete dashboard? See, this is kind of complete dashboard. So you can display like this, okay? So now I'm displaying the complete screen is only dashboard only. So if someone comes to my team, if someone comes to my desk and they ask me what are all the things that are pending or that are going on in your project, then I can simply tell them there is a dashboard. You can go to the dashboard and verify the things. So what it says, the all work items are completely 80. The total count is 80, out of which 4 are bugs, 3 test cases, 11 test suits, 28 tasks, 23 product backlog items, 9 features, and 2 test plans. So this way you can display everything. You can display everything what is happening inside your project. So no need to ask anyone. And this is like complete status of your project. So what is going on in your project? So what are all the work items, on which stage they are? If you see they are in progress, new, done, committed, approved, all the work items are displayed here. And these are bugs. Bugs are something like issues in your project. So some are approved, some are committed, and some are in new stage. If you want to invite anyone to your team, you can invite from here. So the invite button was added here. So the invite button was added here. I mean, this is an extra widget. This is an extra widget. This is how you create a dashboard and you can display on your team screen or your whatever thing available to display your project statistics. You can display here. Now, if you see, we are seeing an option here updated 2 minutes ago. You see, this is updated 2 minutes ago. So when we are talking about this project, in the meantime, someone might have created some bugs, someone might have created some work items, and someone might have closed some work items. So how can you get those updates immediately? How can you get those updates immediately? For that, what you need to refresh it. You need to refresh it. But every time you can't refresh it on manually. So there is an option to refresh it automatically. Go to dashboards, settings. Here you have this option. Automatically refresh the dashboard every 5 minutes. Okay. Automatically refresh the dashboard every 5 minutes. So this is the dashboard name and some description, and the dashboard assigned to specific team. The dashboard assigned to specific team. So these options I will get when I am creating newly. These options I will get when I am creating newly. So here if I try to create a new dashboard, the name, description, refresh it for every 5 minutes. Whether this is team dashboard or project dashboard. Project dashboard means, just a second guys. So team dashboard means it will be accessible by only one team, whereas project dashboard means it will be accessible by all the teams. So the description you can see here. The dashboard is associated with single team. Team admins can edit, manage the dashboard. Project dashboard not associated with single team. You decide which users and groups can edit and manage the dashboard. Okay, here if you have multiple teams, you will get those teams options when you select team dashboard. If you select project dashboard, so there will be no teams option. It is like visible to everyone. Everybody can see, everybody can modify. When is the team dashboard? Everybody can see, but not everyone can modify because this was specially assigned to one single team only. Only the members of those teams can modify, can add. That's how you create dashboards and you assign dashboards to different teams. So as I said, if I want to add something more, I already have some things here, but if I want to add something more, then I need to go to extensions gallery. What happens tomorrow? Your manager or your lead will ask you, Rajesh, I want to display all the bills that are happening and their status. Okay, and their status. Can I have something on the dashboard? Okay, so you want to display the bill status. You will verify here. Come to add widget, search for bill. So there is something, build history, build traffic lights, and XAML build history. There are something. But no, this is not the one I'm expecting. I'm expecting something more about the bills. Okay. Then in that case, you need to go here. Don't see a widget, explore the extensions gallery. Click on this, it will take you to the extensions gallery. It is nothing but marketplace. So this is another URL. You need to keep it handy. The marketplace.visualstudio.com. Marketplace.visualstudio.com. If you remember, last week we have discussed the first URL for Azure DevOps accounts was started as like rajesharganization.visualstudio.com. Why? Because Azure DevOps initial name was Visual Studio Online. Visual Studio Online. After that, they renamed it to Visual Studio Team Services because they started adding multiple services to the same product. They started adding multiple services to the same project. So they want to change the name. So they changed it to from Visual Studio Online to Visual Studio Team Services. So whatever services that are required by the team, we are providing all the services within Visual Studio Online. So they renamed it to Visual Studio Team Services. Later they get to know, okay, these all are nothing but DevOps services. We are providing them in a single product and we are hosting this product in Azure. Let's name this as per the standard. This is on Azure, so Azure. Everything is for DevOps, so DevOps, and these all are nothing but services. So Azure DevOps services. So if you are using cloud version, that is Azure DevOps services. If you are downloading and installing on your phone, then that is Azure DevOps server. Sorry. So earlier, when it is Visual Studio Team Services, this is the URL. If I click on this again, it will go to dev.azure.com only. See. So, but for Marketplace, they are still managing the same URL. Marketplace.visualstudio.com. So here we have additional features or functions. I mean, plugins. We can call this as plugins. If someone has already worked on Jenkins and if they have some idea on Jenkins, these are nothing but plugins like plugins. How we have plugins in Jenkins. This is same as plugins for Azure DevOps. If you want any additional functionality or if you want to add any more functionality to your Azure DevOps, you can add these things. You can add these things. So if I go here, if I go here, something if I create code tile I have, I can add. It's all again depends on your requirement only. So you can go for SonarQube's faulty gate result. Okay, I can go for if I get it free. Just a second, I will try to. Yeah. So I have Sonar Cloud in my system. That's why I'm getting this widget. So if you go to organization settings, and go to extensions, I have Sonar Cloud. Yeah, so I have Sonar Cloud. You can see the icon. Because of the Sonar Cloud extension, I'm getting this extra option. So this will be not there if you search in your local account. If you have account, you can go and search there. You will not see this because you might not have this Sonar Cloud extension. I have this extension in my account. That's why I'm seeing this widget. So if I add this widget and done editing, so here you can see code quality widget. Code quality widget. I need to configure. So here I just added the widget, but I need to configure it. So from where it need to get the data. So configure, select a project. Yeah. See, it says passed. The quality gate status was passed. Now this is something like very low. I'm not able to see this. Why? Because this is under. Now I can change the placement. Now I can change the placement. I can keep it here and done editing. See now it is displayed on the page itself. So everything is You can drag and drop wherever, whatever you want to display on top, whatever you want. And you can have options to modify the widget display also. Here, if you want to see, this is something like I'm showing as pie chart. If I want to configure this, so now this is pie chart, means circular mode. If I want to make it bar chart, okay, bar chart. See now this came as bar chart. I can make this column chart, okay, column chart. So the values are, so for the same values, I'm just changing the view. I'm just changing the view, and I can change the size as well. Here, if you see now it is 2 by 2. Now it is 2 by 2. I can make it 3 by 3 by 3. See. And the query is like all work items. And the query is all work items. So I can change the query to product backlog items. Product backlog items. So this way you have many things within a widget. You can configure or you can customize. You can keep it same. There are many views. This way you can change many views. Pie chart looks good. Okay. There are overall 80 work items, out of which 23 are product backlogs, 28 are tasks, test cases. Okay, close. So I'm not doing any modification. I'm just keeping it as it is. See here, the quality gate might be running. The quality gate might be running. Once the run completes, it will display the status here. Once the run completes, it will display the status here. Earlier we might have seen already, it is displaying as passed. It is displaying as passed. So this invite friend is same as our summary page. Here, how you have an invite option, that is same the dashboard. You can invite the dashboard. Then we have seen something called markdown. So what is this markdown? How can I add some content? So like how you have something about your project on this first page. Okay, but we are going to display this dashboard. Okay, we are going to display this dashboard on the project monitor. But here you want to write something about the project as well. How can you write? How can you write? Further, we are using markdown language. If I go to configure, so this is something like default text given by markdown. But let me make this 2 by 2. So this is 2 by 2 and keep it 3. Yeah. Now this is something like big. And I can remove this. Okay, I can remove this. I can write. Don't worry about the syntax. I will explain in a bit about this project. As first project created for demo. So briefs are tasks project. Okay. Save. See. So this is how I can display some text here. So if I want to keep this on top, just make it top and done editing. Now if I go to display this dashboard, first thing is about this project. Next thing is something about builds. And then if there are any work items on your name. So this way you can have dashboard modified and even the widgets modified. And even the widgets modified. So this is all about dashboards. You can create multiple dashboards and you can manage all your dashboards. So if I go to my previous, here also I have only one dashboard. Here also I have only one dashboard. If I go to all dashboards, see here you can see all these dashboards. Okay. But this is only one dashboard. So I think most of you got already created your accounts. So try to add something in the summary page and try to add something in the dashboards as well. So that while creating, if you get any doubt, we can discuss tomorrow itself. So this is all about summary and about dashboards. Then we will move to wiki pages. So what is wiki? What is wiki? Yeah. So wiki is all about sharing the documents. Wiki is all about sharing the documents with your teams. So you might have heard the word Wikipedia. So what is Wikipedia doing? Wikipedia is doing nothing. You can write some information so that that can be accessible by everyone in the world. That can be accessible by everyone in the world. If you know, wiki is free. Anyone can go to Wikipedia and write data, and even you can modify the existing data as well. It's not about writing new data. You can modify the existing data as well. So this is Wikipedia. Okay, and if I want to set something like Hyderabad, okay. So this is Hyderabad. So this is the text which is available about Hyderabad. If you want to add or if you want to modify something here, what you need to do? You just need to log in. You just need to log in. Or else you can have edit option here. So now I am able to edit. Now I am able to edit. Editing Hyderabad. So if some information is not right and I know about the right information, I can add that information here. The same way, this is all about your project wiki. So you have some information to share with people. Then you can create a project wiki so that other people can access this project wiki. Other people can access this project wiki. So as this is new project, the first option is we need to create the project wiki. Okay. Okay. It's like my first page. I'm reading it as first page only. And this wiki, see, I forgot to display. Go to Wikipedia again. The editing mode was in different language. Okay, if I go to edit, so this is in different language. So these all are syntaxes, how they are writing. These all are syntaxes, how they are writing. Just a second, guys. Sorry. This is how they are writing. They have written some star symbol, pipeline symbol. And there are some open braces, closed braces, curly braces, square braces. These all index their specific type. So what they are trying to do in this line and how this will be displayed on the line. So they are using separate syntax or separate code to display the text. The same way in our Azure DevOps also, we are using Markdown language. See here you can see Markdown supported. We are using Markdown language to write these documents. So what is Markdown? So Markdown is a language that is used to create some nice and beautiful documents. See, if you want to write content, I can directly go and write like this. This is something like this was the first document in this project. Here you will find all the info about the project and tasks. So whatever I'm writing here is just displaying here. But if I want to make it something like bold or make it separate section, or make some header, so that I want to bring some header. This is here I can say again about this project. Both the text looks same. Both the text looks same. How can I make it highlighted and how can I make it header? For that, either you should know Markdown language or you just follow these options. So if you want to make this header, select, make it bold. See, when I did bold, you can see there are some characters added before and after the text. There are some characters added before and after. That is nothing but Markdown syntax. That is nothing about Markdown. So if I want to make this bold, I need to add 2 stars before and after the value. But if you want to make this italic, so select the same value, select italic. So what it is adding? It is adding underscore before and after the text. Underscore before and after the text. Now I want to make this header. This is like my first line, right? So I want to make this header. So I can add a single hash symbol. How this became. And when I converted this into header, these two looks very close. So I want to separate these two sections. Why? Because this is like header and this is like normal text. So for that I can add 1, 2, 3. See, I got a line. Between these two texts, I got a line. So 1, 2, 3. This is how you write Markdown syntax in your wiki pages. This is how you write Markdown syntax in your wiki pages. You can say this is looks very simple. Why we are using Markdown? What is the specialty in Markdown? Coming to that point, just let us save this first page. Anyway, we created a first page. Let us save this. So now if I go to wiki, I can see the first page. This is the first page. See, in general, if you are sharing any document, okay, in general, if you are sharing any document, if there is something wrong in the document, if there is something wrong in the document, there will not be an option to update below the document itself. To update below the document itself. So here you will see an option to update the below documents itself. So as a user, someone created this page. Someone created this page, and you want to add something to this page. You want to add something to this page. You may not have edit options, but you can comment here. Add about the code and repos in this project. So someone want to comment. So please add about the code and repos in this project. You can add. So see, your admin or your lead will log in and they will see, okay, we are missing about the code and repos in this. Let us add something. So now I can go, I can make whatever requirement they have. Something like project was created to build .NET projects and posts are in Git. Okay. Save. This way, see this comment is still there. So you can go for adding something. You can go for adding something. And another thing, when you have shared something, okay, when you have shared something with your team, someone want to get notified whenever there is new information available. Someone want to get notified whenever there is a new information available on this document. So what they can do, they can follow this page. They can follow this page. This is something like you might be following some Facebook groups or Facebook posts in Facebook, okay? Then what happens, if there is something changed or if there is something newly posted on the group, you will get a notification. This is same. So being a member of your project, you are following this document, okay? You are following this document. Why you are following? Because you know all the content in this document. If something new content added, okay, if some new content is added, you want to read it immediately. Okay, something is modified about this project, so I want to know what is modified. In that case, you can directly follow this document. See, now it is, I'm not following, so I won't get any notifications. So if I click on follow, if someone changes this document, I will get a notification. I will get a notification. So apart from this, there are some more features in Wiki. Now, you see here, see, the moment I select some context, it is showing us new work item option. It is showing us new work item option. For that, what I will do, I will edit this document. I will add a line which is like create some work item and yeah, and create some work item. That is enough. Okay, save. Now, I want to assign some work to someone, okay? While seeing this document, I got something, okay? It says create some work item. So I need to create some work item. But I am not the right person to work on that. In that scenario, what I can do? Select this, go for new work item. The new work item will be some task. That is like some task for some user. So some task, create a new work item. I can take the same into description. Oh, it's already there. Okay. And I will assign it to Rajesh Kumar. Everything is done. Save and close. See, it converted into work item. Or if you don't want to, if you want to remove this, you can go to edit, remove this. This is removed. There is no work item. Sometimes what happens, there will be many work items and you don't know who is working on them. In that case, this project work was tracked in this work item, okay, and to know latest updates, reach C. So this project work item tracked in, just a second, guys, just a second, someone not know. So this way you can add the work items numbers in your documents itself. You can add the work items numbers in your document itself. And to get the updates, you can specify whom to reach. To get the updates, you can specify whom to reach. See here, I know this is a work item and who is working on this, I can specify the person name. So if I give an @ symbol, if I give an @, it will display the members of this project. So if you join any organization and if you type there @ symbol, you will get all the members of your project. Sorry, all the members of your project. Here I am going with Rajesh only. So if I save and close, see. So this project work was tracked in this work item, and to know latest updates, you can reach this guy. To know later, you can reach this guy. And let me show you one thing. The best part with this wiki pages was wiki pages will be automatically updated with the status of the work items. Wiki pages will be automatically updated. Here we have added some work item and it shows the status as new. But if someone comes here and they change it to active and give some comments, working on this task, save. Okay, now here, so if I refresh this page, okay, if I refresh this page, yeah, see here. So it's automatically updated with the latest status. The work item automatically updated with the latest status. So you don't need to go to the work item page to know the status of the work item. It automatically updated as per the status from the work item itself. Tomorrow someone closes this work item. Someone closes this work item. The same will be updated automatically. It's like whenever you get onto this page, all the work items. Whenever you view this work page, all the work items. Now this is only one, but tomorrow in your organization there will be 10 or 15 work items tagged in the same document. Then you don't need to go to each work item and see the status. All the status will be visible here. If something is open, then you can go there and verify why this is open, who is working on this. So this way you can have multiple functionalities available in wiki pages. So that's the reason most of the organizations now they are switching to wiki pages only. Earlier they used to maintain their documents in different pages like Word documents and mails or drives or OneNotes. Now everyone switching back to wikis only. And this is majorly written in Markdown syntax. So Markdown, as I said, Markdown is a separate language to write your documents. So if you want, you need to learn Markdown language, guys. It's not a tough one. It's very easy one. So there is a separate website for that, markdownguide.org. Okay. So this is markdownguide.org. So here you will see used to format virtually any document. This is all about writing good documents. We can learn from here what is Markdown. And then cheat sheet will have the basic syntax. See, if I want to make it header, you have seen I given single hash. So if it is single hash header 1, header 2, and I can display here. Let's try this something here. See, this is single hash, so the text looks very large. If I go for a double hash, size is decreased. If I go for a triple hash, the size is even more decreased. So that's what they are displaying here. Header 1, header 2, header 3. So if you want to make bold text, we already seen when you make bold, when you want to make bold, you need to add double star. So when you want to make it italic, single star. So points, you can do 1, 2, 3, or you can do hyphen. So here also you can display. If I give single this type. See here it's displayed as a pointer. If I give hash, I mean dash symbol, it's pointer, hyphen symbol. So if I give 1, it's like ordered list. Everything you will have in the syntax itself. So you have already seen these three hyphens I added here. See 3 hyphens. 3 hyphens will give you a line to separate these two sections. See horizontal rule. And if you want to create a table, see if I take this syntax, if I add here, it will be displayed as table in the preview. This is table. This is table. So everything you can try by creating a document in your projects and try all the syntax. Try all the syntax. One thing I can say you, if you know Markdown language, definitely it adds some value to your profile. So it's not that, okay, if I know Markdown, will I get job? No. But if you know Markdown language, definitely your profile will be one step ahead compared to other profiles. Why? Because nowadays Markdown was widely used in Azure DevOps projects. Markdown was widely used in Azure DevOps projects. And especially if you want to get close with your managers, it always helps. Why? Because documentation is always managers' works. And if you know Markdown, you can help them. When you help them, obviously you get some impression and you will get early promotion. Okay. So this is all about wiki pages and how you use Markdown language in wiki pages. And the other thing is dashboards. How you create that? Okay, so let us save this. I will keep the table as it is. Now here you see there is a table. There is a table. So now I want to give something numbering. I want to give some numbering. So how can you give? So here, like the pipeline symbol. Okay, another pipeline symbol. Pipeline symbol. Another. And here I can do ID. See, it's changing. Now I added another column and the values. Save, close. See, I added another column, ID value. So if you know these kinds of syntax, definitely you can write good documents. Definitely you can write good documents. You can tag work items, you can tag users, and you can give some data in the table. If there is anything mistake in this, people can comment here. Hey man, I'm missing some value in the table. They will say come here. Please add some more values in the table. Okay, I will add. And someone will say this work item is closed, but the work is still pending. Okay, then I will go to this work item and I will see who closed this work item. Who closed this work item? So it's like closed by Rajesh. I will ask Rajesh, why you closed the work item? People say that there is still some pending work. So this is how you maintain wiki documents in your project by using Markdown language. So if you know Markdown language, definitely it helps you. Definitely it helps you. So summary. And now what happens, as I created a wiki document, okay, as I created a wiki document, I can bring this wiki document to about project. Now I can bring this. Why? Because earlier there are no wiki documents. I brought something from repositories. Now I have something in the wiki documents itself. What I can do, I can select wiki. I can select wiki. See, this is all my page. I can save. See, My entire wiki page was here. My entire wiki page was here. And here you can see the statistics changed. One work item created, one work item completed, and one commit by one author. This is how you use summary, dashboards, wiki pages in the overview section. So overview section is very, very important because you can turn off these 5 services, but you can't turn off these services. You can turn off these 5 services, but you can't turn off these services. They are like global purpose. They are for everyone. So if you are not a developer, I can stop repos for you. If you are not a team lead, or if you are not working on any task, I can stop boards for you. But if you are just a member of this project, that's enough to see these summary pages, dashboards, wiki pages. Even though you are not working on anything, but still you can go to the project and see all these dashboards, wiki pages, and summaries. So that is the purpose of overview. It gives an entire overview about your project, what's happening in your project, and what are all the things available in your project. In the dashboard, you can see the things, and in the wiki, you will come to know what are all the documents. If I want to know about this project, are there any documents that I should read? You can keep those documents in the wiki and tell the users that, okay, go through these documents. So it's like many of you know the KT word. So knowledge transfer. For knowledge transfer nowadays, most of the organizations, they are using wiki only. Earlier, what they used to do, they used to create some documents in Word or some document format, and they used to share with the users. Now they are not doing anything. They are just creating everything in the wiki, and they are asking the new employee or new user to go to the wiki and go through all the available documents. That is simple KT. Nothing is going to explain. They are doing like this only. We have everything available in wiki, Rajesh. Go to the wiki and read all the documents. That's how they are completing the KT simple. Okay. So I am done. You can ask any questions.